Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to another installment of For the Fan. This is episode number 170. As always, I am Will, and we got Dom and we got Jake here. Gentlemen, hello.
Good afternoon.
You
I think
know,
I said that last episode, actually, now that I think about it. I
it's so
don't know why.
crazy how the weather is. This morning, it was just monsooning. It was ugly. It was just bleh. And now it's just sunny and all that stuff, and your body just feels better, and it's just it's actually fall. It's not this bullshit heat wave that it's been going through on the East Coast. So
I don't know, man. It's pretty warm right now, I think, outside.
there's a nice breeze. I
All
got
right,
my window open. I got my windows open in my actual room. It's pretty nice. I gotta say, it's everything you want and then some, though, with the weather.
At
Maybe
this time of the year, it's mid-October. We should be seeing some 40s now, but we just are not. We're not even seeing
I
the
think
highs of
so.
50.
Tomorrow, the low is
Oh,
going to be
yeah.
like 43.
The low is the low. I'm not outside at 3 a.m. to experience the low.
You're
okay?
up at 3 a.m. There's a difference between waking up at 3 and going to bed at 3 a.m.
It's gonna be in the 40s in like 2 hours. What are you yelling about?
That might be true. Yeah, I experience the low when I open my window when I'm going to bed at 3 a.m. because I'm always up. But no, the 50s should be the high right now, and it's just like high 60s still, man.
I'm okay with the 60s, a nice breeze. You get to throw a flannel on, but you don't have to worry about heavy pants. You get some nice thin pants. You're okay. It's good. It's going. You're cruising.
This was my day today. Going a little bit of long sleeve route.
All right, so here's the question, totally not football related. What does this mean? What is the false truth that we hear every year with the winter? What does this mean this year? What complete fake news does winter?
Listen, I nailed winter this past year. Don't even.
Yeah, but they said winter was going to be harsh, and then it was really not anything.
It was pretty cold last winter.
It was cold. It was cold.
It was single digits a lot.
Really?
Yeah. There was maybe 8 inches of snow, if that, but there wasn't a lot of snow. It was just an inch. That was it.
I don't know. I feel like every year there's a new telltale. The acorns are big. We're gonna have snow.
Well, we did get a good amount of snow last. We had
last year we got decent snow.
Nearly foot storm.
Yeah, last year for once.
I don't remember that snow.
Yeah, we got some decent snow this past, but also the snow is different 20 miles north where you are from me, which is just weird.
You guys are closer to the ocean, though, in correspondent to me.
That wasn't a factor last year, which is crazy.
Yeah, it was almost the opposite.
Yeah,
which is weird.
Odd. The winters never make sense. So
I know where friends down south in the Maryland area, they got a lot of big snowstorms. So it's it's weird. We don't get the snowstorms, but they get the snowstorms. They're south. It should be global warming
because Jersey's flat and close to water, no matter where you are.
That is kind of true. That is fair.
All right, I'm over the weather talk here. I just want to hit the intro, okay? You're listening to For the Fan.
You are listening to For the Fan.
And here we go, ladies and gentlemen. Here we go. We got a couple of trades here that have gone down in the AFC North, which is kind of surprising. You don't really hear a lot of trades that go on up there. But the trades, interdivision trade between the Browns and the Bengals that saw Joe Flacco, the backup quarterback, go from Cleveland to the headquarters of Skyline Chili in Cincinnati. Joe Flacco is going to be quarterback 1 and starting on Sunday for the Cincinnati Bengals. And Odafe Owe, a 10-sack precipient, I don't know, something like that. He goes from one Harbaugh to the other Harbaugh all the way on the West Coast here. So, gentlemen, I want to ask you guys, what are we thinking here with big trades going down in the AFC North? We got more a month before the trade deadline, so we're going to be expecting some more trades as we go through.
Well, I like your take. It's going to take one drive, Joe Flacco, before he decides to retire. Vontae
God,
Davis?
God bless his soul, Vontae Davis. Bless his soul. He's not here anymore with us, but bless his soul.
Theoretically, also Antonio Brown.
Yeah. It's gonna be like one drive behind.
But it's like it's so stupid though. Like Antonio Brown retired with Tom Brady as his quarterback. That's like the thing too.
Well,
The
Oh,
ankle injury. I forgot ankle injury.
That was a whole other. That was a whole
I'll
thing.
never forget that. That was wild.
You were cutting that game, right?
Yes, I was doing that game.
So
And I'm just like, and I just put in the thing. I'm like, oh, Antonio Brown just took everything off and he's walking off the field, and they're like, what?
that was so wicked, dude. I mean, yeah.
also,
I don't know, man. He's got to go to the Steelers first. I think. I think you got to make your full rounds.
It's kind of like the Ryan Fitzpatrick thing. Like Fitzpatrick went, Bills and Jets and Dolphins in his AFC East tour. Now Flacco's Ravens, Browns. Need a one-day contract as a Steeler.
I don't care. Do it. Play one game, just one. That's it. That's all I want from you.
the oldest quarterback room of all time, Rodgers and Flacco.
I was watching. I watched a clip from Pat McAfee's show, and the Green Bay Packers fan, was very disappointed about that trade because, as a Green Bay fan, he was like, "Man, I just wanted Jake Browning. I was so psyched to get the Jake Browning game." Because I do think genuinely almost anyone at this point is an improvement from Jake Browning's performance in Cincinnati. So
Well,
I do think Joe Flacco,
Flacco has quite literally been the worst quarterback this entire
Yeah.
season.
but that's also for the
It's not
Browns.
even like his fault though, too. He's just so old. Like you really can't blame him on that.
I also think the Browns are so washed, and Stefanski is just overdue,
Is
bro.
Stefanski a Nick Chubb merchant?
Yes. Probably not, but I'm gonna.
I'm gonna
But
say
yes,
yeah. I'm gonna say yeah.
yeah. I'm just over Stefanski. I've been over Stefanski as a head coach for a couple years now because it's all the same. I'm convinced now he's only there to do the Jadeveon Clowney thing where it's just like get Myles Garrett sacks. That's it. That's the only. I'm just convinced that is all that the Browns are good for nowadays.
The Browns have had so many great people next to like Myles Garrett, like Sheldon Richardson, Tomlinson.
Yeah.
Well,
We've said
no.
that is where you go to die as a pass rusher.
The defensive coordinator, I forget his name. He literally said that the offense is designed
Jim Schwartz.
solely for Myles Garrett to get his numbers.
Dude, I'm convinced that's the truth. I'm convinced that's the absolute truth.
On the other end, what are the Ravens doing really? Because that's
I would have to think the Khalil Mack injury is a little more significant than first thought.
I'm not concerned about the Chargers end. Like that makes sense. You get a really good player. Why would the Ravens want to get rid of him? Also, their defense is like gutted. Why? Don't you need players to play defense?
I mean, they were down like 9 starters on Sunday with like
point.
Roquan Smith and like Kyle Hamilton. They get Alani Gilman, the safety from the Chargers, which means Tony Jefferson for the Chargers is now safe on the roster. So he's going to be, having a more experienced role after retiring for a few years. So he's back in action. The Chargers just bring back Eric Weddle at this rate.
Go for it.
Just bring back Eric Weddle.
Have we not seen that guy in years? Like
He came back for the Rams Super Bowl run. That's when he came back, played, got hurt, still played, won it, and then he dipped.
Yeah, that's fair.
No, I was going through my memories on my phone, and it comes up with the headshot of him, and he's just like gushing blood out of one side of his head, and they're just like, just red zone. They're just trying to like patch him all up.
He's got to be old now, dude. I remember Eric Weddle so long ago.
Yeah, I wanted him to sign with the Eagles when he went to the Ravens, I think, and that was we were in high school.
Yeah, Eric Weddle's got to be fastly approaching 40, if not already.
He's definitely over 40. He's got to be.
Chip Kelly was our coach, I believe.
He's okay. He's gonna be 41 in January, so he is above the age. Good for him.
Yeah, good move for the Chargers. Questionable move for the Ravens. Browns get some extra draft picks. Now they have 7 quarterbacks or whatever that they're paying dead cap money to. Pickett's one. I don't even know if he's on the roster anymore, Kenny Pickett.
Dude, I don't. Who even knows?
Literally, Super Bowl champion. Just
Listen,
got it.
final snap of the game.
Listen, the most snaps that matter.
Won a Super
Whatever.
Bowl being on the field. Technically.
Yeah. He held the football of a Super Bowl.
Yeah.
Pigskin, and he did it.
Sure.
I want to go into the injury roundup really quick here. So, Niners update from practice. Not practicing today includes Brock Purdy, Pearsall, Jennings, Watkins, defensive tackle Collins, defensive lineman Yetur Gross Matos, Trent Williams' rest, McCaffrey's rest limited, Mac Jones, defensive tackle West, cornerback Stout, and then Givens and Davis. Pretty big, significant injury news there for the Niners. Omarion Hampton was placed on injured reserve after an ankle injury that left him in a walking boot for the game against the Commanders. Nakobe Dean is going to make his debut on the worst turf in all of sports, MetLife Stadium, tomorrow night, as when the Eagles take on the Giants. Landon Dickerson is out, and Jalen Carter appeared on the injury report today with a heel injury, so he is questionable. Let's see. Lamar Jackson not practicing today, so it doesn't look like he's going to be playing come Sunday against the Rams. Tyron Tracy, who hasn't played since the Sunday Night Football game against the Chiefs, he is off the injury report. He is good to go. So the tandem of the crayon fanatic, eating man, Cam Scatterbo, and Tyron Tracy are there. Darius Slayton's been ruled out for the Giants due to a hamstring injury. Let's see. What else do we got here? Kyler Murray's not practicing today with a foot injury, and they're going to be taking it day by day. And I think that might be all of it. Jermaine Pratt signed with the Raiders. Well, signed with the Raiders. He got cut by the Raiders. Now he's with the Colts. There we go. Figure that out.
So what is the status of the San Francisco 49ers quarterback room? Is Mac Jones the starter for another week?
Yeah, I think he should be for the season at this point.
I think so too.
I picked up Mac Jones in fantasy. I know Dom got that notification. I am a firm believer here.
You know what's funny about this?
Let's debate this. Let's debate this. Let's add this to the debate question.
This for a second.
You know, when I read that notification, Will, while you were reading the injuries just now, I read that notification. I thought in my head, I bet you he pulled up the injuries before the show, saw that Brock didn't practice, and he went straight to fantasy and picked up Mac Jones. I don't blame you. I don't blame you.
Yeah.
Let's have the first debate question here. Okay, who is the true 49ers starter? Okay,
We will all agree.
I mean, Christian McCaffrey is definitely wide receiver 1, 2, 3, running back 1, fullback 1, quarterback 2 at this rate.
Listen. You know who Mac Jones threw 11 passes to this past week?
Kendrick Bourne.
His YR number 1 on New England.
I was about to ask, did he throw to him in New England?
Kendrick Bourne caught 10 for 11 passes this past week. That's insane. I believe that's correct. I believe that stat line's absolutely correct.
He had a lot of yards, and then I forgot who the other guy was. That was because they didn't have Kittle, they didn't have Pearsall. I should have stuck with the Niners. I picked the Niners, and I should have stuck with it, but I would have looked like an idiot if they lost.
This is how it be every time.
There's only one quarterback who is not hurt, who hasn't lost a game. It's Mac Jones.
Demarcus Robinson. That's the other guy he was thrown to.
Yeah. Not much.
I mean he came off suspension. He was suspended the first 3 games, so he came back. He came off it, and they played him.
But just crazy 10 receptions, 142 yards for Kendrick Bourne. Mac Jones threw 49 passes, by the way, so he's clearly a part of the game plan. 342 yards and 2 touchdowns. That might be the most, other than maybe Goff's 5 touchdown day that we saw like week 2 or whatever, or week 3. This might be like the best statistical quarterback day of the season so far, at least.
I
the
liked
three-
Rogers week 1 against the Jets was really good as well. He wasn't having many incomplete passes, and he looked really good.
Yeah, I mean, I may be wrong. This is probably top 5 nonetheless.
I mean, also Baker this past Sunday, and then Sam Darnold this past Sunday too looked phenomenal. It was just like, okay, like these two looked like, they deserved to be where they were picked at 1 and 3.
Lamar versus Cleveland had 225 with 4 touchdowns.
Solid. Any turnovers?
No, I don't think so.
All right. All right,
And-
fair.
Yeah, and only 13 rushing yards.
Which is wicked.
But yeah,
I tell
fine.
you what, though, nonetheless, Mac Jones as a quarterback who was not supposed to start a game technically this season. I mean, you can't ask for more.
Listen, the Niners are right on schedule. They paid a quarterback.
Yeah.
Now the new guy is coming in, which means that guy is going to lead them to the Super Bowl.
Not
It's
to mention,
right on
like-
schedule.
Like here, like Kyle Shanahan's system is so quarterback friendly, it helps them understand the game. And with, as we've talked about in, our group chats and all that stuff with Mac Jones and, Belichick was just like non-existent there. Not really showing, he didn't really care, didn't want to show him anything. So he reached out to other people. You go to someone like Kyle Shanahan, a Kevin O'Connell, like you learn the game. And look at Sam Darnold. He was in a Shanahan offense one year, went to, O'Connell, really learned it. Daniel Jones got released. He went to Minnesota, and he, for the month that he was there, he learned under O'Connell. And look at him now. Daniel Jones looks like a competent quarterback, and that's something you never expected to say in the year of 2025.
Baker had that like 2 or 3 game McVay reclamation project.
And look at him. He even said, like, McVay got my confidence back. I felt like, myself again. And, look at him now. And he's balling and he deserves to make, top 5 quarterback money.
tell you what, this game, and there's not a doubt in my mind, this is not something I need to fact check. This game had the most yards between quarterbacks this season so far by far. Like, it's not even close. We're talking about Mac Jones, 342. Stafford had 389. They could both combine for 5 touchdowns. They both threw almost 50 passes each, just short by 4. Like, this was a hell of a game. A hell of a game. Now,
Are we
granted,
sure? Not like, well, the Packers and Cowboys game was another one.
it's probably up there, but
Yeah,
there's
Dak
no-
had 319, Love had 337.
yeah, it's
And I
short.
would think like week 1 with like Lamar and Allen.
No, there's no way, dude.
Lamar had 2. Yeah, well, Josh Allen had 394.
It's up there. Nonetheless, Mac Jones is absolutely balling the F out for the Niners. The Niners look like a more explosive team. This was an enormous win for the Niners, who are 4-1, who are going to do what we said shouldn't do, but will do. Going into
That's
this-
what we all knew going into the season. Okay, here the Niners have a very shit season. They're gonna just bounce back. They're just gonna be a wild card team, and then that's like the
easy
end of it.
schedule.
Did I not say
No,
that they'll sleepwalk their way to
It's
like,
truly
top
funny.
of the conference record?
But like it's even more impressive too because how depleted they are. Like I think George Kittle might be back this week, but if not, he's gonna be back next week, and they get a top 3 tight end to return to the offense. So you get a baller.
I have never seen a team follow a schedule like the Niners do year over year. They do it. They've been doing it since like Alex Smith and Colin Kaepernick. Like it's the exact same schedule.
Do you think the Niners would have made it to the Super Bowl in 2018 if Jimmy G didn't tear his ACL in Arrowhead? Because they were on fire with him at the end of 2017. They were really good, and then they were really going to kick it up the next year.
I mean, maybe.
I don't remember.
But yeah, that was 17 years ago. Too long that I can't remember.
Also, was Jimmy G. Like
Jimmy G was fun back then.
Was
Young
that,
Jimmy
was
G
that
was
the
fun.
season that he never needed a comeback in a game?
I don't know if he never needed a comeback, but he was like up there. There he is.
Never know how long I'm going to sneak away down there. So I just enjoy myself like that.
Colton, who should be the starting quarterback for the rest of the season for the 49ers?
I mean, Brock Purdy, because you paid him a boatload of money, but they could have paid like a quarter of the price and just did the Mac Jones thing.
This is what they do, though. They pay a guy who, proudly shouldn't get a bunch of money. And then within a season, that guy gets replaced. And then that guy that came in leads them to a deep playoff run. It's like every time.
Yeah, I don't. The problem is there are a bunch of mediocre quarterbacks. You go from like Jimmy G. You know what the perfect word is? Oh, wait, the one that everyone says he's not. System quarterback. So it's what they are. I don't want to waste a lot of time on it because I think this is the third best team in the division, even though they are scrappy. Like I think it's a lot to Shanahan's. As a little confidence for Shanahan, a little boost to him. I think he's a very good coach, and they just win games. Like they're beat up and they win games. Like it's a guy I'd like to have if he just keep him away in big leads and big games. Just kind of just throw him somewhere else, take away the headset from him. But he's a very good coach and improves it with what he does with the quarterback position. He's never really had an elite guy, and he wins games. Like Brock Purdy's not an elite guy, an elite talent like a Mahomes or Jaden Daniels or a Joe Burrow when he's healthy or Josh Allen. He hasn't had that at quarterback. He's had Jimmy Garoppolo, Brock Purdy, Mac Jones, Nick Mullins. Like you can name every bum off the street, and he's like won a game or two with them. Like it's just what he is. He's very good, and he has a system, and he has a very good running back when he's healthy. So makes the job pretty easy.
Here's my next question for you guys. Who had the biggest standout game from week number 5? There's a lot of big performances this past week. There really was.
There was.
I'm going to give it to a guy I usually kill, even though I can see it coming back down to earth the next week. Won his team the game Monday night. I will give it to the man named Trevor Lawrence. Big performance from him. It looked a little shaky early. And hopefully maybe this opens up something for Trevor is that, let me go back to what I did well at Clemson, running the ball. Like it opens things up for offenses when you can run the ball, especially at quarterback, like having that mobility. And I thought Trevor did a great job at that for a guy that I kill. By the way, I still think he's a bust. So let's not act like what I'm saying here is like hiding that. I still think he's a bust. But I'll give credit where it's due. Kid had a hell of a game Monday night, big lights, and I can tell you, I jumped all over Kansas City in that one. I thought it was going to be easy money, and kid made a big play when he needed to. So shout out Trevor Lawrence.
You know what? I'm going to talk about an underrated performance, maybe, or a performance that's somewhat maybe irrelevant, and we may not even see ever again. But I will say Rico Dowdle, just out of nowhere, 206 yards, a touchdown in a comeback game for Carolina, which every game for Carolina is all second half this season, but randomly 206 yards on 23 carries. That's fantastic. And now I'm sure people are questioning, like, is Chuba Hubbard even relevant now again? Like, what are we doing here? Where do we go? I'm not sure. I know for a fact that Rico Dowdle was picked up, rostered on an immense amount of fantasy leagues because of this. So, it's got people questioning, which it seems like ever since Christian McCaffrey, this is just what happens for Carolina. It has people questioning who the starting running back is. So good for him. Career game.
See, you're all wrong. It's the guy that we've been like waiting for it to come back, and it's CJ Stroud.
It's fair.
He finally had that rookie season game again. What was that? 250-ish, 4 touchdowns, something like that.
Only took a JV defense for him to finally put up numbers like that.
Listen, I don't care. We have not even seen this close to this Stroud in a while.
He needed this game to go his way. But now he's on a bye, so it's just like now it's like okay, like now you do you wait, and it's like okay, what are you going to be after the bye?
I will say back-to-back games, yes, easy opponents, but nonetheless back-to-back games. Good games for CJ Stroud, good wins for CJ Stroud. Maybe.
What is that? Damn near perfect passer rating?
143.9. Yeah, right? I don't remember what perfect.
48 is.
Yeah.
I
85% completion.
I do have one, but I want to, make sure I'm going to be talking about in the right aspect here. Probably the best rookie that we've seen this year, Emeka Buka. 168, 7 catches, a touchdown. Looked really good. And he obviously could be arguing for offensive player of the year. I think he could, but he also has Jackson Smith, Justin Jefferson, and Puka ahead of him, and also Jonathan Taylor and James Cook, who are having, career renaissance. At least Jonathan Taylor for this year, but
I guess.
Abuka is definitely by far the front runner for offensive rookie of the year, and I don't think it's going to be ever so close. So you just got to shout out to Javonte Williams, man. Career renaissance with the Cowboys.
Probably what he always could have been in Denver, but for some reason, Denver running game is just kind of weird. It's like running back by committee for no reason because they all do rather decent. But they'll just be like, yeah, we got 4 running backs. And I don't really ever know why. Going all the way back until they got Melvin, or back to when they got Melvin Gordon from the Chargers. It's just been that way for Denver.
Sean Moreno and all them.
Yeah, dude. It's always just been like, for no reason at all, a billion running backs on their roster. But good for Javonte Williams.
Always seems like they have a new one every year.
They do. Or a new 2. And you just come out of nowhere and they're just like all having equivalent games every week.
I did have the one in here about the kicker balls, but I know we kind of brushed up on that last week. Could probably could skip that for this week.
Yeah, we had a decent conversation about is it BS yet?
Yeah, I really don't know.
But yeah, we could get to some fantasy questions. It's 5:30 past the hour. Well, it's 30 past the hour, not 5:30 past the hour. Jeez, it's 5:30 Eastern Standard Time. And we got Carter here who says Stafford or Herbert this week. Think you got to start Herbert against the Dolphins? Or do you hold out for Stafford again? No, you got to start Stafford against the Ravens. That's just like the easiest. You're just printing yourself free.
Yeah, but then it's like what? Herbert against Miami? We're talking about 2 top performances here.
Yeah, but it's also like you just see what Stroud
you have. But does Herbert have Puka Nacua? He doesn't.
No.
And that's all that Stafford's going to do is just feed Puka Nacua.
And
Tell you what.
Throw every play.
Yeah. Quentin Johnston might go for like 3 40-plus touchdowns for no reason.
He's got to hold on to the ball after he catches a deep one over the middle.
Yeah.
We got Dowdle or Kenneth Walker.
There you go.
I would say Walker, but if, Chuba's not playing this week, then you got to roll with Dowdle again. You got to wait and see with the injury report.
Trade A.J. Brown for Dobbins and Olave. Need a running back too. Have Chase, Pickens, and Ladd. Yeah, I mean, like, why not? Whatever. If you need a running backs are kind of hard to come by this year, I feel like. Much harder than receivers. I feel like the receiving game in fantasy is pretty deep right now. Javonte Williams or what am I getting
Quentin
wrong?
Johnston.
Is that?
I would say QJ's Quentin Johnston.
All right. I don't even know how to answer that one, dude.
I mean, I'm starting Javonte Williams. I mean, Javonte Williams is a must start.
Yeah, I mean, that's also true.
Dude averages 20 points a game in fantasy.
Would you start Dak or Mayfield?
Mayfield has his best games against the Niners, but also Dak in a game that's probably going to be another shootout. I think.
Yeah.
I mean, Dak looked good. Dak looked good against the Jets. I say, why not you just roll with Dak again?
Would you trade Jacobs for Rice and Rashad White?
No.
Bucky's going to be back. Yeah, I don't know why you're needing to get Rashad White in that.
No, Jacobs is good too. I mean, like,
is Haskins worth starting over Genty and Achane? I don't think so.
No, Rashid, Ladd, or Quentin Johnston.
Probably Quentin Johnston.
Yeah, honestly, I think Quentin Johnston has a great week. It's against Miami, who's a less than NFL defense at the moment. So I think they'll have some big plays with Quentin Johnston.
Should I give Ertz and Jordan Mason for Omari and Hampton and Kincaid? My running backs are JT and Judkins. I don't hate it because Mason. I think Mason eventually will go down to earth. Mason will, probably split carries again with Aaron Jones. But this is going to be like next week's the last week with just Jordan Mason as your lead back. Dalton Kincaid or Hunter Henry? I would say Hunter Henry. Would you trade Jacoby and Mar? Who would you trade Jacoby and Marv for? I don't know. What are you trying to look for?
I was saying, I think I need to know
Yeah,
what's being shopped.
What do you need? What's the position of need? Start Chase, Myers, Pittman, or Quentin Johnston. I mean, you got to start Jamar Chase. Like, I don't think there's a world you cannot not start him. Start Adams, Worthy, Pittman, Godwin, or Sutton. I mean, I say you start Adams if he plays. Sutton could be the second, and Worthy would be 3. DK for Marv? Nah, not feeling it. A wide receiver or a running back?
I would actually consider doing that. I think it's a wash, but Metcalf's literally the only guy in Pittsburgh, and Kyler's allergic to Marv at a lot of times.
Kyler's allergic to playing well. Period.
Well, that too. I mean, I'm just it's kind of no Calvin Austin, by the way, probably the next few weeks for the Steelers. So you want that initial like slam Metcalf down your face. That's what you're getting.
It's true.
I also think he's going to be more consistent long term, to be honest.
Laporta or Hunter Henry?
I'd say Hunter Henry.
I don't know. I just trust the Detroit offense to get Laporta the ball more.
Yeah, against Kansas City, I mean, they might have to at times. I think both might just put up equal production. But
I traded CD and Bill for CMC. I'm 1-4. W or L?
L.
I don't know, man.
I feel like it's so close. Like I feel like Bill just had his breakout game, and he's gonna get even better.
It might be an L once CD comes back and it's really good.
By then, CMC's production is going to go down because everyone's going to get healthy.
Yeah, might be true. Rico or Diggs at flex? After this week, I might go Diggs, dude. We don't know. I don't know how to feel about Rico. I feel like that was a one-off game. We're not going to see that kind of production. But
If he starts again next week, I think he can.
I think you just saw his high for the season.
Saw his
probably.
peak.
Yeah, I think that might be it. Yeah.
Start 2. Zay, Chase Brown, and DK. I'd say Chase Brown and DK. I think Joe Flacco has to target the running backs. So I think Chase Brown might be back.
Maybe.
Start Johnston.
By the way, is Flacco actually starting this week?
Yeah, he's starting.
Yep.
Wow. By the way, you know what? No, just continue on. It is totally not worth talking about the Bengals in any facet, so just continue. Just continue.
I'm sure we said it already. We had a whole thing.
We did have a conversation about it.
We had a more head scratching moment, I think, about Oweh getting traded to the Chargers than Joe Flacco going to the Bengals. But the Bengals didn't even call like the Giants about Russ or Jameis. Jameis Winston could have kept them alive. That's the best thing you could do.
That's the one I don't get. I don't. Just continue. Like I said, it's not worth wasting my time on the Bengals on this one. So just continue.
It's all about money. They're cheap.
I mean, if you do think about it, it could also be hey, Joe Flacco already faced Green Bay's defense 3 weeks ago or 4 weeks ago or whatever.
And won.
So, right?
But I mean, I would prefer the Browns' offensive line way over the Bengals' offensive line any day of the week.
It's because they didn't want to actually shell out and pay the money for Jameis or anybody else.
Jameis Winston's getting paid like $4 million a year. Like it's pennies on the dollar. It really is.
I bet you it's more than Flacco, so therefore, less money, good.
I don't know. It might not be more than Flacco, but
are we panicking over King Henry? Dumb. Are you panicking over Derek?
No, I'm not. They gotta get him going more. I don't know.
I think with Cooper Rush, it's gonna be like hard to.
Yeah, I don't know
because you're expecting now heavy run first.
Yeah, maybe that might be the case. I don't know what his attempts are looking like. I haven't looked.
Let's see. Ideal targets for Myers and Worthy. What are you looking for, Jack?
Start Diggs or Johnston. I like what happened with Stephon Diggs this past week. I don't know if that's going to be his production every week, though.
He's had
but
back-to-back good weeks. I mean, Corey,
He
this
has.
past week, Ely also could have been a Buffalo thing.
Yeah.
But he's also very good. Let's not kid ourselves how good Diggs is.
And him and Drake May seem to have a phenomenal connection this past week.
I really
Listen,
think
I
it
don't
was
know
like
if I'd
the
say what you're gonna-
atmosphere. It was really like the atmosphere because like Diggs returned to Buffalo. He definitely wanted to like shove it in their face. And then, it's like Rodgers going back to, MetLife. He wanted to shove it in the Jets' face, and that was his best game of the year.
I do think it's starting to go somewhere, though. I do think Drake May needs that like security blanket. I know he has it in Hunter Henry, but like that guy that takes them over the top. And I think that is Stephon Diggs. And I also think the Patriots are starting to trust Drake May a lot more, where it's like, okay, we don't just have to run the ball. Drake May is going to make the right decision here. I mean, did he didn't throw a pick in that game? I don't know if he threw a pick in the game before that. The last pick was probably against the Steelers, and I think the kid might have been concussed, by the way. So, I mean, you could probably scratch that interception off the floor. He's been very good. I'm going to give you a sneak preview on my bye, and that is Drake May. I think Diggs is on the up and up. I think they've this is what a lot of people drafted him for, myself included. I kind of sat back and held on to a lot of my auction dollars to jump in on the Diggs sweepstakes as he kept falling and no one threw him out there yet. Drake May had a really good rookie campaign, and I thought he needed a number one guy, and he's got it. And it's kind of took Vrabel to – I think Vrabel kind of heard the 5 out of 10 on the scale and was probably like, what the frig is going on here? And cock-a-doodle-doo, here's Stephon Diggs the last 2 weeks.
And it also helps, too, is Josh McDaniels, who, look at what Mac Jones was with the 1 year of Josh McDaniels. We're like, okay, shit, the second coming of Brady. We're screwed.
He looks good, man. Like I said, he looks very good. I'm impressed.
Some of those catches, too, and some of those plays were definitely quarterback-receiver connection plays. Like those sideline plays, some of them you don't have. Or the dump off while the stiff arm to Diggs, you don't have that play like with just, you got to have a connection there. There's got to be a little bit of trust. So that I do think they are, like you said, they're starting to put it together, which is nice.
He's easily my favorite of the young quarterbacks going back to like last season. Like Jaden had the hot start, but May was always quietly my favorite as long as he cleaned up the turnovers, which has happened so far.
He's been very, very good, and that's why I kind of jumped on the Diggs wagon. I know it's been a few weeks brewing and sitting on him. I'm like, gosh, dang it, dude. Just sitting on my bench as I couldn't play him. And then he had the week before the Bills game, and I was like, all right. Stephon Diggs is on the Patriots here. Let's maybe get the best receiver you have the ball. And it's turning into something, especially last week. Again, is it going to be that going forward? Probably not. I think playing Buffalo was huge, like Will said. But I definitely think we're on the up and up with Stephon Diggs. I think he's a start, at least a flex play every single week going forward until otherwise proven. At least that's for me.
I did see in the chat Diggs or Quentin Johnston, and like that's now a really tough question to me.
I would say Diggs, man, just like targets alone. Johnston's like the big play guy.
Yeah.
And it seems like they're starting to get Ladd more involved a little bit. Like I said, that's not a bad situation to have for a flex, by the way. That's like a great spot either between those two guys. But I think it's Diggs on the catches alone, by the way. I think like Diggs has to be a start.
Yeah, I mean, that's true.
That's into like
They're definitely relying on him. I mean, the target share between the receivers was like 75% Diggs. So they really were. But again, that could have been the Buffalo game because I know we all know Diggs wanted that game. So that there's also that part of it, but it worked. So why not keep going?
I got one that says Drake London or Garrett Wilson.
I think Drake London. He still had a really good game.
Right, I don't know. Like Justin Fields and Garrett Wilson's definitely reminded me of like the Blake Bortles and Allen Robinson of 2015, where it was just like premier fantasy players, but it was just strictly garbage time. And then we got a defensive
awesome.
question. Packers, Browns, or Steelers D this week? I would say the Steelers, because if they're facing a rookie quarterback, it's going to they're going to want to pressure early and often. And then Dallas or Raiders D this week?
Not Raiders.
Well, not Dallas ever.
I would say Raiders just
Yeah.
because it's Cam Ward and they've looked kind of terrible. And if it wasn't for a hilarious touchdown, they probably lose the game. Oh, and DeMarcado just deciding to fumble the ball. I got to tell you, teams got to start making this like a standard. Just cut the guy on the spot. Like, let's maybe
Well, Gannon cursed him out.
Well,
Just
yeah.
cut the
Why?
ball.
Yeah,
Why
Gannon cursed him out and then got fined $100,000 for it.
Yeah, I
Yeah,
saw
why
that.
cut him when you could punch him? Come on, dude. Like, what do you think?
Yeah, I don't get that. This whole
That
thing.
was
Just
crazy.
start
That
cutting
was
guys. 'Cause,
insane.
by the way, it's cost teams games. Arizona
hold on.
lost because of it, and so did the Colts.
Yep.
Two this season, but I just don't understand. Dude, you would have to take the ball out of my hand. You'd have to pry it out of my hand.
Oh, yeah.
These
It
guys
happened, I think, like
fumble
3
the ball.
times last season, too. Like Malachi Corley for the Jets, he dropped the ball.
Insane.
Right.
Insane.
Like, what's the point of dropping the ball on the goal line? Just, like, what? Is it like, oh, nope, floor's lava, can't touch the ball, can't do it, can't do it.
Insane.
No.
Insane stuff, by the way. Professional athletes doing this.
And we got one more question here. Do you think Scatterbo will do good against Philly's defense? I'm 1 of 4. I need this one. Well, Tyron Tracy's back, so who knows what's going to happen there.
I mean, he'll get touches. He will definitely always get touches. But yeah, I don't know what the production rate for him is
Well-
actually going to be.
Also, if you need a win, I'm not relying on a rookie that had a big fumble last week. And, oh, yeah, Tyrone Tracy's back. I think Scadaboo is still heavily involved in this offense. But must-win territory, yeah, I hope you have another option.
Let's go into here. Game of the week, gentlemen. A lot of great games this week. A lot of great games, a lot of good football. I may or may not have fallen asleep Monday night at the primetime hour of 8:30, so I did not watch the game whatsoever. So
It was a good game.
I know I woke up and I see you guys blowing up the phone, and I'm like, oh my god, Colin's in here, just going all like
Duval.
I knew he liked them.
Tell you what, the Jags did show up this week. I mean, legitimately, they are more real than we accounted them to be. So I think whether they are the division winner in that division or not, whatever, but they're performing higher than I think we expected.
Shout out to Jake. Jake said he didn't love this game going into it and said Jacksonville had a very good defense. And Jacksonville defense is kind of what ultimately won them the game with that pick on Kansas City's big drive. Shout out Devin Lloyd.
Really wish they had some
Longest pick 6 in Jaguars history.
I bet that's for a lot of teams, to be honest. 99 yards. I guarantee that's a lot of teams in this league.
balls. What was Malcolm Jenkins versus Brady? It was either 99 or
Oh yeah, 102.
yeah.
Is that what it was?
Yeah, it was
right
great.
up-
It was a great game. I mean, I'm just going to take the low-hanging fruit again. I feel like Seattle, Tampa Bay, back at
That
it again.
score bug was pure sex. That score bug was the hottest thing in the entire world. Okay, the throwback Bucks logo, the royal blue, they need to just have a throwback week where just all the teams wear the throwback uniforms against each other.
I like it.
That would be
I say you
sick.
just, I say you just
Not the color
Leave it
rush. Okay, I
there.
don't really care about the red and the yellow Buccaneers and Rams uniforms for Thursday Night Football, or the red and the blue Christmas colors for Jets and Bills from 2015. Give me just a throwback week, just
Oh, the color
something
rush-
historic. I don't care about these rivalry jerseys. I can give a rat's ass about them.
I'm
Okay,
gonna be
the
looking at
Rams
the
one.
game. I think it's 2000.
The Rams one's stupid. No, if it's 2000, they'd have the big sleeves. They're baggy on the show, on the to the elbows. There, that's 2000s football. 90s and 2000s football is just
the Kelly Green versus that blue with the big star Dallas with the white shoulder pads.
the Thanksgiving one.
or the Giants throwbacks.
I was gonna do that
Seriously,
one.
if you were to go down the week, Jacksonville's throwbacks, honestly, Jacksonville's jerseys for Monday were sweet.
I love them.
There's probably, out of all 32 teams, probably 28 of them, their throwback jerseys are better than the current uniforms, by the way, just in case you're wondering.
I mean, I blame Nike for that.
Well,
Yeah, well,
I blame Nike for a lot of things.
Getting back on topic, I'm gonna give my team props. I mean, the night game between the Patriots and the Bills, that was the Bills' first loss at home since 2023. That was a gigantic game for Drake May. Kind of put him on the map because all I've seen is highlights. All I've seen is that throw from that angle way high up. So that was, I mean, that was an incredible win. That was definitely the best. That was the most I've legitimately been invested in watching a Patriots game for a few years now. So that was nice again to have. Not that that's something I should be complaining about. Honorable mention, the Skycam had quite a week. So there was that. The Skycam with a few bats out of the air. So that was a new one.
And not even a bad one, was just a plain old smack into it.
Dude, I watched that clip like 7 times and I was like, why did the ball do that? Is this AI? And then I realized there was a Skycam. And then there's the kick, the Browns kick, where I'm not even still sure if it was or not, but that was a little bit fishy as well. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm gonna be totally honest. The only game that I actually sat down and watched, like start to finish, was that Patriots Bills game.
It was a good game. It was a fun game to watch between them for once.
The rest were just highlights afterwards.
And usually when the Patriots go and play the Bills, it's like December, and it's like, oh, the fans just spent 4 days shoveling the stadium, and it's that whole thing.
Yeah,
so like
Pagula scammed free labor.
Yeah, ultimately. So it was nice for it not to be that for once.
My game of the week, it's going to be a little bit of an underrated one, but I really enjoyed the Vikings and the Browns one. Carson Wentz with a signature comeback drive. Who knows if he gets another one? But listen, that play to Jordan Addison, I'm like, there's no way he just made that play. Like, if it was Justin Jefferson, it would be Jake's like fever dream of like 2020.
I did watch that game too.
Like these London games, like they just seem so much longer than any other game. But like these fourth quarters of all these international games are always like so freaking premier. Doesn't make any sense.
Are you gonna be excited to be sitting there?
I'm not even. I don't care. I literally, when I tell you, I shouldn't say that, but like I turned off the Jets game to watch Red Zone because I was just so turned off by it. I'm like, let's watch some actual entertaining football for once.
I have a question regarding the Carson Wentz Vikings. How much longer is McCarthy out?
Yeah.
They're on a bye week this week, so I think McCarthy comes back next week.
He's gonna play. He's supposed to.
I think he didn't practice, but also they're like waiting for his ankle to go down. I don't know if he made the trip over to the UK with them.
So what
I don't know if he was in Ireland for them.
I'm not gonna get my Carson Wentz return game.
I mean, he'll return, but not in the return that you're hoping
Well,
for.
listen, we had a return game already where he had to watch another one of his backups hoist the Lombardi Trophy.
I will say, this is the Vikings thing. This is what happens to the Vikings. I mean, right? Isn't this like the thing?
A ginger quarterback? Yeah, it's just always.
I mean, okay, but like
Darnold, Wentz. Yeah.
Going back to like Case Keenum, they have a quarterback that hella performs
Sam Darnold.
then goes. That's what I'm saying, and goes get paid somewhere else and stuff.
I said the wrong thing. I meant Sam Bradford.
Yeah, wow.
Even back to him with his like 70% completion percentages.
It's a Vikings thing, man. It's rough.
Speaking of rough, let's go into this. Buy, sell, and hold for week number 6. Gentlemen, where are we buying? I know Colton teased us with his little buy. Did you also say the snow melts in May, too?
Ooh, that's a good one. That's a good one.
Every Josh Allen post with him in like a Brady jersey is just so funny to me. But then the Patriots posting the Stephon Diggs look at Josh Allen is also freaking hysterical as well. I didn't think the social team had it in them. I really didn't.
I thought this
was for me it's May. So I already kind of said my spiel on it. So, gentlemen.
Yeah, I thought I was going to have my opportunity to finally buy Drake May after holding him week 2. And I'm like, you know what? Now it's just not fun because now it's obvious, and someone's else is gonna do it. So I didn't.
Wow, is that a shot at me for low hanging fruit again?
Yes.
Wow, that's crazy. Knowing I went all in on the felon in the off season with the trade. Wow, that's crazy. But all right, go ahead.
Because you're the only one, huh? You're the only one. No, mine is San Francisco with Mac Jones. I'm riding this bit until the end of the season, until it doesn't prove true. San Francisco with the backup after someone gets paid, the season after everyone gets hurt, where they have a high pick. Like it's just they're right on schedule. It's too funny.
It's true. I'm gonna buy some of my holds that I had previously. I'm gonna get these out of the way. I'm gonna buy the Jags because again, I think they are more real than we expected. I think Etienne's been a good committing to him has been good. I think we saw Travis Hunter actually have like the game that technically, we should be watching. I'm going to buy Seattle because even though they lost this week, dude, I mean, they have competed week in, week out very heavily. They are a strong part of that strong division. They're going to compete again this year. They're going to be right in there for the hunt for probably even, well, maybe the division, but definitely for playoffs. I'm going to buy Tampa Bay because they win. That's it. So
I got 2 buys. I held them week 1. And I'm going to buy into him now. Daniel Jones. Yes. The number 1 seed in the AFC right now, the Indianapolis Colts. I don't know what Madden simulation we're living in, but that's where we are. My second buy is the commentators for the Panthers game because they made that game seem like it was such a ridiculous game. Okay. The Charlotte Hornets announcer, like that was like the greatest thing in the entire world. Dowdle! Oh my God.
I'm going to be the grumpy old man and be like, unless a play is actually worth all that, I can't stand the overhype.
I hated it, but it's just growing onto me. Like that's what I hate about it. It's growing onto me so much. I'm like, this is entertaining. I love the value for this. So I'm gonna buy into that guy. Eric Collins, I think his name is. So yeah, I'll buy into Mr. Eric Collins for that. Hopefully, with Fox with the MLB playoffs going on. Hopefully a lot of these games go to 5, so we could get another week of him somewhere. Maybe it'll be the Panthers game again. Who knows? What about sells, guys? Where do you want to sell? Can I go first on my sell? I got 3.
Go for it.
New York Jets. I know I said I wouldn't sell them. I'm going to sell them. DeMarcado, learn how to use your hands. And unfortunately, I'm going to have to sell him. Mark Sanchez. I'm sorry. Damn. Okay.
Sanchez. That's
crazy.
That's a new low.
That is crazy.
Listen, I saw that video of him walking away. Like that adrenaline, it was over 1,000 on him out of 10. Like,
I need to.
He was just walking away, just covering up. Like,
wow, that's wild.
But yeah, I'm gonna sell on those 3. Very bad week to be a person of the Jets, and also Facebook Marketplace because I like to scroll through it. Just a bunch of Sanchez jerseys going up there. I don't know why, but
this is
maybe I'll get a steal. Who knows?
This is kind of like a Jets crash out. I never thought I'd see coming.
And then just DeMarcado. So Michael Carter, RB1.
Yeah, I'm just gonna sell the Jets because I don't have a better thing. I'll sell our picks because our picks last.
Oh yeah,
because you'll see
that was terrible.
There's always that week, man. There really always is that week.
I think last year I had a week where I had like 3 out of like 11 or something. It was just terrible. Where do you want to sell, Colton?
I'm selling on the Miami Dolphins. God, this team sucks. I thought the Steelers had like one of the worst rush defenses in football. The Dolphins said, "Hold my beer." My co-host for the show I do on Tuesdays, he's a big Dolphins fan, and he just rides my ass about Kenneth Grant being such a bust for Michigan. And the Dolphins took him early, which I thought it was surprising that the Dolphins took him early. I thought he was a stud at Michigan. I thought it was going to work out a lot better, but holy cow, he's been bad. He's been getting thrown around. Their run defense is horrible. Their defense is horrible. Their coach is a nerd that takes 45 seconds to say sentences that take 8 seconds. For the normal person, this whole Mike McDaniel thing has absolutely come to a halt. How the hell do you get so conservative? I watched the game because it was on a bye. My in-laws were over at my parents, so it was nice watching, like having everyone together watching the Dolphins. And boy, oh boy, and I was sitting here holding my tongue. I'm like, how is he this conservative in the third quarter? You're playing the Panthers, my man. Just go. You need to win this game to try to get some momentum going for Tua, Waddle, Waller, and then yet there's no Darren Waller in the third quarter. There's no Jalen Waddle in the third quarter. Like, they just threw away the freaking whole third quarter and was like, Carolina sucks. And like slowly Carolina's building momentum up. And oh yeah, they couldn't stop the run. God, I gotta sell the Dolphins. My goodness. It's been a disaster the last few seasons for McDaniel.
Can you take that speech and run it to Kevin Matula? Because it's gonna be really funny next season when Mike McDaniel's our offensive coordinator. We're gonna do this one and done thing with the Sirianni guy again. What a bum.
It's just very frustrating. Like especially as an offensive guy, how the hell are you not drawing stuff up for Waddle and Waller? And instead, you're giving it to like random fourth string wideouts. It's very confusing. And I think his whole shtick has come up in Miami. I think it's time to cut everything out of Miami because it's been a disaster for them.
And what about you, Dom? What's your hold?
Do sell or hold?
Hold. Sell.
I was gonna say, hold on, wait a minute. I'm not holding. No hold.
I'm gonna sell Vegas. It's just so, dude. It's not it. Like, I really expected more out of Geno. I expected more out of, which is not saying much because I didn't expect much, but I expected more than this, dude. Because this is just not anything at all. I expected more of a competent passing game from Geno, and I expected more of plays being made. It's not like they don't have some talent on offense enough that it can be this sad. I feel like week in, week out, they have the worst performing offense that we see every Sunday by feel. So I'm out. We're done. Pack it up.
Josh is selling me because I don't know how to turn on my gaming system. Give me like 10 minutes, big dog. I'll do what I have to do in the next 10 minutes. And what about holds, guys? Let's rapid fire these holds. I'm gonna hold on Brock Bowers.
Okay.
Week 1, I held Stroud in a negative way. Now I'm just gonna just flip it so you can start turning up it more in a positive way for he's a possible buy in a week or two.
Trending up hold.
Yeah, see, it went from he was almost a sell. Now he's back to a regular hold.
I'm gonna hold on Carolina because if they could do what they do, like it's seemingly every second half of a game, and just put it together for two halves of a game, they might be genuinely pretty decently solid. But Bryce Young seems to absolutely shit the bed first half, and then we're like, well, that's over. And then second half seems to be a pretty competent game put together. Like, has a majority of his stats in the second half every time. I don't know.
He's bad.
If they could just figure it out for a whole game instead of half of a game where they need to like come back or they need to put it together, then maybe it'd be a different story. But I don't know. I'm gonna hold because I don't want to quite sell yet, because it just seems like every time they do so bad, they end up by the end of that Sunday not being as bad as what I was watching at one point. So
no, I'm fine with my last week, just full blown sell of Bryce Young. He's done.
I don't know what his stats are, but
8 touchdowns, 7 turnovers, 3 fumbles.
It's just so freaking. It's like not atrocious, but not good.
What about you, Colton? What's your hold?
Me, I'm going to hold on to the guy that I gave a little praise to earlier. I'm going to hold on to Trevor Lawrence. Keep it a little quarterback heavy in my picks. So,
and here we go. We're on to picks here. Here's our records. Let's get the banner underneath here away. So 44-34 for Colton and I, and 49-29 for Jake and Dom.
Just retire.
5-9 for Colton and I last week, 6-8 for Jake, and then 7-7 for Dom. So yeah,
There's always one. There's
Horrible.
always 1 week where we just do this.
last year I think the last year was the year like I had a game like four picks. That's all I had for like 1 week. It was terrible. But let's bounce back, okay? 1 week we did really good. We all had double digits. Now we're just like shitting everything. But here we go. Eagles, Giants, Thursday Night Football in MetLife. We are all sweeping the Philadelphia Eagles to another New York team, but this time instead of New York, they're playing in London. The Broncos and the Jets are going to be facing, and we're all picking the Broncos here. Back stateside, 1 o'clock hour. The Rams are traveling to Baltimore to face more than likely Cooper Rush and the Baltimore Ravens. We're all picking the Rams on this. Then down to Carolina, an interesting game, probably a lot more eyeballs on this one. The Cowboys and the Carolina Panthers. We're all taking Dallas here. This might be a bad beat.
Ask me again like a day.
Trap game.
Hopefully, DeMarcano holds on to his plane ticket as they're going to be going to Indianapolis to play the Indianapolis Colts. We are all taking the Colts on this one. From the AFC South, we go to another AFC South team. The Jaguars were the very electric Monday Night Football win with the sprinkler head going up underneath Trevor Lawrence's shoe on the game-winning touchdown. Sam Darnold is looking to avenge a pretty bad loss that he had against the Bucs. We are all... Jake is actually lone wolfing the Jaguars. Staying into the sunny state of Florida, the Chargers are coming to town pretty banged up with the running back department. They are facing the Miami Dolphins, who are desperately looking for a win. We are all taking the Chargers on this one. Then in New Orleans we go. The Patriots with an upset win last week against the Buffalo Bills, who now are no longer undefeated. They play the Saints, who won their first game against the New York Giants last year. Well, this year. We're all taking the New England Patriots. After a bye week in Dublin, the Steelers return to a form, and they're going to be playing maybe a rookie quarterback or Bailey Zappi. Who knows? We don't know what's going to be going on there, but we're all sweeping Steelers. For this week 4 o'clock hour, okay, very weak. The Titans, who came off of their very, very surprising win against the Cardinals, they are playing the Raiders. Colton is praying for a tie, and I am picking the Titans to win, while Dom and Jake are going Raiders.
I'm picking the Raiders. I'm not foolish, but God, I'm not watching.
I think you should just go with a tie, and then if it's a tie, you actually get the point.
Give him like
Screw
5
it.
points.
Screw it.
Yeah, I would give you. You would win the picks for the year if you called that a tie and it was a tie.
You just win.
I was saying I should get more than a point if I'm doing this as a tie. By the way, I should get
you get 100.
nice like 5-pick comeback or something here.
It's
Perfect
It's
week.
like jackpot.
Perfect week. Yeah, that is jackpot.
Hey man, I'll stick with it. God, it's just a horrible game. Like, why couldn't we throw that one like Europe? Like, holy
Why not
cow.
3 a.m. on Cartoon Network?
Yeah. Oh, God.
Joe Flacco is making his third team in the AFC North his home. He's going to be the starter for the Cincinnati Bengals, apparently, somehow, some way, facing the Packers, who we faced a couple weeks ago for the Cleveland Browns. We're all sweeping the Go Pack Go on this one. And then the game of the 4 o'clock hour. Who knows who the quarterback's going to be here? Mac Jones, Brock Purdy, who knows? But all we know is they're playing in Tampa Bay. Third game in Florida for, this week. And we're all going Tampa Bay. Are we going to learn a lesson? Probably not. Sunday Night Football, a good one. The Lions Chiefs. We're all taking the Detroit Lions in this one. Doubleheader on Monday night. The Buffalo Bills travel to Atlanta to the Dirty Birds. They're wearing their throwbacks, I believe, this week. So that's going to be good for the Falcons, the all black logos. So we're all taking the Bills on this one. And then Monday Night Football. I think they are wearing their reimagined Redskins jerseys this week against the Bears. I don't know.
Cowards.
But They look really good. I would definitely buy a jersey, but we're all taking the Washington Commanders to that one. And we have Amber in the comments who's saying she's going to the game for
yeah.
Atlanta and Buffalo.
Oof.
Bills Mafia, Amber?
What is with the doubleheader Monday night games this season?
I
Is that
don't
like a
understand.
new-
You're asking me the wrong questions. I don't understand.
I don't ever remember that being a thing in October. Like I get it, like maybe
They
you know,
did this 2 years ago. They did a doubleheader, and I guess it was good, so they started doing it more. But the 7 o'clock and then the 10 o'clock one are not been good. But the 7:15 and the 8:15 have been actually better for ESPN's ratings.
The Eagles played in the doubleheader in September 2 years ago.
Well,
It's kind of
September,
it's kind of annoying. Like if the Monday night game was good, it'd be like, okay, that's one thing. The problem is like it hasn't. So like 2 games is like okay, cool. But then you have like no games in the 4 o'clock window. So it's kind of like.
I also do understand, like when me and Walt traveled to California a couple years ago, and we were talking to his coworkers. There is like this thing, like on the West Coast, obviously in that time zone, where it's like, we have it on the East Coast, no problem, where you're out and it's like, you know, kind of later in the night, and you're out at a bar watching the games, all that kind of stuff, right? Like late games, hockey, all that stuff. Well, actually, hockey is not much of a worry because they play late. But for football, we have these night games that are true night games and stuff, and you're out and it's fun. And the West Coast doesn't get that if the game's on at 8:15 because for them it's on at 5:15.
Yeah, they get happy hour at the bars.
I do get now you have a game that appeals to both kind of thing. I understand that, so that is a plus. That's cool, but like I don't know, still weird. Also, it's Chicago and Washington who are not in that time zone.
And also, why is it every time we play a West Coast team this year in Philadelphia, they're all 1 o'clock games instead of like giving it more to their market being in a 4 o'clock game?
I don't understand the strategic part of how that stuff.
Also, West Coast fans just hardly exist.
I was gonna say I don't think the West Coast fan base, like fans, are like
Really care.
nearly like caring.
I think the culture is just different.
I know I've heard plenty of people say that they like their primetime games being 5 o'clock out there because then they just all go to the bars afterwards.
Which is also another, I mean, it's weird for us to think about and like put ourselves in that because that doesn't exist for us.
I low key wish sometimes I was on the West Coast. Like imagine like getting up early, watching your sports, and you have your whole evening. Like you have to watch football all day here on the East Coast. And it's like, all right, go to bed like during the friggin' night game, like right after. Where these games are like, man, let's go out to dinner. Like, nah, man.
Listen, Dom and I did that. That was a fun experience. We literally went to a sushi place after our Rams game, and it was fun.
You can't do that. You can't. That's not even a thing here. You're trying to.
That's what's great. That's what's crazy. Like, I complaining about like, dude.
Yeah, like Dom and
I
I like
flip-flopped. I'd love to like watch all these games early and then like be able to go out to dinner or something Sunday night.
Yeah.
Like Dom and I went to the Boise State and UCLA LA Bowl, and then we were able to get a beer at like 8 o'clock because it started at 4:30 their time. We went back to our hotel, got a beer, and it was just like nice.
Oh, it was so cool. Yeah, it is definitely something, dude.
It's weird. Do I want to live it? No, but it's a fun weird.
Yeah, it's a totally change of pace that we don't really even think about.
But here's a change of pace. That is our show after a late spiel that we rarely have, but it's okay. You can watch full episodes of us on YouTube for the Fan Network, TikTok. You can find us on there for the Fan Network, X for the Fan _ and Instagram for the Fan Football. Yeah. After last week, we were under the weather, so I think we're going to be returning to fantasy football tomorrow night on TikTok. So if you guys are following on TikTok, you could definitely we'll answer all your fantasy questions needs there. Find us wherever, live every Wednesday, 5 p.m. But yeah, that is our show. Gentlemen, any final thoughts?
Nope.
No, sir.
Alrighty, that rounds out our show. You can always tune into us next time